Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming over. I felt the need to come on here today. I know I haven't been on in a couple of days. I've been taking a break. And I've also been watching what has been transpiring on YouTube. And I want to be a part of the Healing Hearts. And this video is going to be about family secrets. Now, y'all know in every Black household, we're told what goes on in our house stays in our house. Now, every family has secrets. My family has secrets. So I'm here to speak on it. I have not personally been sexually molested, but there has been people that has been sexually molested. And it starts in the household, y'all. The people you love the most. There's always one creep in each family. And if you have some family secrets, it's time to speak on it and talk about it. If your neighbor has some secrets and you know, no, Ebony, you're not blocked, baby. I can see your comments. And if you know that you've heard, you saw, or you see something that you suspect not right, tell somebody. Because 9 out of 10, when these children tell that they've been molested, they don't get believed. And sometimes that comes from the parents, because maybe the parents has experienced something like this. And they don't know how to accept that their child is telling them that they've been molested. And I want to say something to the women. Women, if you're single mothers and you meet a guy, evaluate that guy, research that guy, background that guy before you bring him in your home amongst your children. And it's not just young girls that get molested, boys get molested as well. And in the family, 9 out of 10, the person that's the molester may be the father, a boyfriend, or a close family member. And I don't want to bash any mothers. Hey, Miss Diva, I don't want to bash any mothers that may have not listened or took their child seriously. And oh, don't be mistaken, women can be molested as well. So I have a cousin, and she's mentally challenged. And it took a long time for the family to talk about why she was that way. And I asked the question because she was the only one that way. When I was younger, I asked my mom, I said, Mom, why is she that way? And my mom said, well, I'll explain it to you when you get a little older. That was her way of trying to tell me she didn't want to talk about it. So as I got older, I asked that question again. And I was told at that point that was a product of incest. Me being the person who I am, very inquisitive, I went and looked up the word incest. And I found out that it means when either siblings, father, son, cousins, or anyone in the family had to have sexual intercourse. Come to find out, two first cousins in my family had sexual intercourse. And she was a product of the sexual intercourse. She's a very sweet young lady. She found out when she got in her late 40s who her father was. Her mother had passed away, and the grandmother kept it from her for all these years due to the embarrassing of the family. So when I found out, I told my mother straight up, I was like, why didn't y'all tell us this? Why didn't y'all warn us about him? You know, us being girls. But see, my mother was very, very overprotective of me. I couldn't even spend a night with my grandmother unless my mother was working. And my grandmother basically raised the rest of my cousins because, you know, everybody has drug abuse in their family. And she had the children of the ones that was on drugs. They were boys and girls. But my mother was like, oh no, the only way you can go around there is if I got to work. So she basically sheltered me for things like that couldn't happen. So one day it was just me and my grandmother. And I was talking with her. And I asked her, I was like, why didn't y'all tell us this? Why did we wait till they have to be grown to get basically this information? And it was my grandmother's sister's daughter and my grandmother's other sister's son. And God bless the dead, they called my grandmother Big Mama. And she said, We didn't want to scare anyone in the family. So I told my grandmother, scare, you should have warned us about him. To this day, I stay away from him because if you did it back then, what would you do now? So that's why I wanted to come and speak today about family secrets and molestation. Even when kids are small, they try things. They try things that they see, and they try it with each other. And I was speaking with one of my moderators, and I told her, I say, even though as kids, they don't know what they're doing, but if there's an older sibling or older cousin that's doing something with a younger person in the family, that's molestation. And we used to call it hunching back in the day. But if you were hunching on someone that was younger than you and you were older than them, you molested them, basically. Period. Point blank. And it's going on right now in communities. And us as women and as mothers, we should be talking about this instead of children being drugged on YouTube. It's happening to adults as well. It's wrong. Stop the secrets and start telling somebody. If you feel like you can't tell your mother, your father, or a family member, tell somebody at school. Reach out to a friend's parent. Let somebody know. If you see somebody getting off a school bus and they getting picked up by somebody and it doesn't look right and it don't make you comfortable, say something. Our community needs to stop sweeping stuff up under the rug. And we need to talk about it. Educate each other. Support each other. Not trigger each other. Not tear each other down. This is 2020. We need to make a change in this sector and we need to help each other. If you can't get a counselor, afford one, somebody is always willing to listen. And what I heard and what I saw and how people are taking sides and thinking this stuff is okay, it's not. Us as women with children should not be supporting that type of behavior. Period. Point blank. And see, I say that because I am a mother and a grandmother proudly to say that. And if I can help my children and my grandchildren be safe, I'm going to do whatever I got to do. I know this subject is hard to talk about. It wasn't easy coming on here, opening up about my family issues. And my family is very dysfunctional. And you know, they say when the matriarch of your family passes on, you see exactly how your family is. I moved from where I was born and raised so I can have a peace of mind. My family is so dysfunctional. And it's sad to see the dysfunction in my family. My family is mixed with some of everything. So that's why I came on here today to give y'all a real piece of me. I know they're going to make videos and try to throw it back up in my face. But hey, I'm Lady P. I stand alone. And I don't give a damn what none of them got to say. I'm being real. Got some drug addicts in my family. Got some dope dealers in my family. And I got some people that work hard in my family. I'm not perfect. My family damn sure ain't perfect. But when it comes to these secrets, it's time to stop. It's time to stop the secrets. Children are being harmed every day. And people on here playing about that shit. Instead of educating each other and coming together to see how we can fix it, they rather talk about it, make jokes about it, and think it's cool when it's really not. So when y'all walk away from this live today, y'all tell yourself, Lady P said she was going to be coming with something. And I came with it today. And I'm going to continue. Because it needs to be spoken on all levels, on all different subjects of everything about us Black women. We don't get the respect that we deserve as a woman. And we the one who keep this shit rolling. We the nurturers on here. Even if you ain't got no kids, you are still a nurturer. If you're taking care of your household and you have a piece of man is better than having him no man at all, as Betty Wright say. But if you have a husband, a man, a boyfriend, and you cooking and you cleaning and you washing and you taking care of home and making sure your bills paid, that's nurturing. We need to nurture our children, Teach them right from wrong. Let them know when they get a certain age what they should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing. Explain to them what a predator looks like. Explain to them how predators would try to get them, especially those motherfuckers who tell your kids, oh, I'll harm you if you tell. Tell me. Let me see if he gonna harm you. Because see, that's a scare tactic to tell a child you gonna harm them because you're doing something wrong to them. Explain to your child that that is what they do. Explain to your child when you getting off the school bus if somebody come up to you and tell you got some candy or they got some puppies or they got some kittens, to scream and walk away. Scream stranger danger. Somebody will hear you. And if they being followed, to go somewhere in a public place and let somebody know that they're being followed. Because see, this is what type of predators we got right now. And sex trafficking right now is number one. And the way they doing it, they don't care. They doing it in public now. They're coming up to people putting groceries in their cars, snatching them in vans and moving on. And people reporting their family members missing. So if you see something out of place, say something. That don't make you no snitch. That make you wise. And that make you very observant. And back to the family situation. If you feel like somebody in your family don't done something to somebody else in your family, you if that person is scared to open up and say something, ask the questions. They'll tell you. Ask the questions. And see, normally molestation be a family trait. Because the person that's doing it learned it from somebody. The person that did it to him learned it from somebody. The person that did it to her learned it from somebody. So we got to be a little bit more vigilant. Let's sit down and have conversations with our children. I'm not saying be their friend, but there's a way you can have conversation. If you have to let somebody babysit your baby, make sure when you changing that pamper, you look between their legs very well. You have to be vigilant as well. Because especially if it's a baby, they can't talk and they can't tell nothing. So if y'all understand where I'm coming from, let me know. Because we need to put some healing in this sector. I am tired of the back and forth. I am tired of the hatred. I am tired of the doxing. I am tired. If we gonna roast and gag, let it be a roast and a gag. You know, at this point, you don't even have to drag no more. Because see, the dragging is getting nasty and nastier and nastier and dirty. Stop it. And I'm just being real with y'all. I'm always being real with y'all. And I'm not finna argue and go back and forth with no more people on here. But if you come for me, trust me. And I ain't something for you, I'm gonna let you know how I feel. And you know, my Miss Kim, my daughter-in-law told me that about my granddaughter. She's gonna be 5 in a couple of this month. And I was like, well, who gonna keep her while you work? Hey, everybody in the chat, let me stop. I'm sorry. Let me address my people in the chat and I'll go back to what I was saying. And the people in the bushes, y'all too, hello. Make sure you thumbs up the video. And if you ain't subscribed, subscribe. Hey, Ebony, if you still here. Indigo, Kelly Girl, Ever Oasis, her daughter, and Miss Diva D, Dara Moore, Miss Kim, Miss Janice, Miss and whoever else that comes in. How y'all doing? Now she said no. Oh, and Nikki Butler, hey baby, and Queen Lady. Um, she was like, you gonna watch her. I had no problem with that. But I had to go to dialysis. Hey, real mama, real problems. I had to go to dialysis. So I told her, I said, well, this how we gonna have to work this thing out. Because at that time I was going to dialysis on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I said you're gonna either need to get your schedule at night or you're gonna have to work, hey sunshine, work with my dialysis schedule. But I kept her for the first years. And then after that, she finally put her in school when she was able to speak. But I understand that very much. So a lot of mothers do not want to put their children in daycare. So that's why there's a lot of mothers that don't have jobs because they're not able to trust because of the molestation that goes on. And it starts at home, but there are people out there that can't be trusted, period, point blank. I don't care if the daycare got 5 stars and good reviews. You never know who's working in those daycares. What about the ones that beat the babies? So I wanted to come on here, tell y'all a little about family secrets. And if you got some family secrets, start speaking on it. When you have family get-togethers, sit down and talk about it. Get it out in the open for other family members that may not know can know. It ain't got to go past your home, but sometimes things needs to be talked about. So I came to y'all with the realness. I didn't plan to be on here that long, but I just want y'all to know if y'all see something, say something. If you suspect something, call the police. Let an investigation be done. I like to thank y'all for coming over, and y'all have a blessed and wonderful evening. And remember, if you see something, suspect something, say something. Because if you don't, it'll never stop. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful evening. Thank you for coming over.